Hey everybody, in today's video, we're going to play as Egypt, and also to do this and actually get the achievement Freegypt, we are going to have to disable the Man the Guns DLC, and we're going to have to start as the UK, and then release ourselves and make sure to release ourselves as a puppet and play as. And if it wasn't obvious by the title and the fact that I'm typing in Freegypt, in this video we're going to get the achievement Freegypt, which requires you to use the autonomy system to become free instead of doing something like a civil war or an independence war. And the main way I'm going to do that is I'm going to build up my economy. Then we're going to just try and get a bunch of war participation and also use some of the focus tree to get some extra autonomy as well. First, I'm going to do actually. So first off, we're going to focus our research mainly on industry and production and getting those research speed bonuses. And then for construction, we are going to build up infrastructure in Cairo and Alexandria, make sure that that is the highest priority, or at least that the infrastructure is first, and then the civilian factory in the same state, and then repeat that. And we did political effort. So now we're going to switch over to partial mobilization. And in hindsight, it might have been a better idea to go communist or fascist just in order to get war economy early. But I didn't do that. So for my run, I'm going to do a just a vanilla, like, democratic run. And I'm going to start off with industry effort. Well, we already did industry effort, and we're going to do the civilian factory, or I think it's called construction effort, all the way down until we can get a an extra research slot. And then I'm also going to switch over to free trade to help boost our economy. And to further help our economy, I'm going to hire the civilian industry guy, which will boost our construction speed and everything. And we're also going to try to be a little bit ahead of time with the production and industry research rather than waiting, mainly with construction speed bonuses that we get from construction 1 through, I think it's 5 technologies. And you can go for the infrastructure effort to the research slot first, but I like to usually grab the 2 extra civilian factories from construction effort 3 before I get the extra research slot. And again, it was probably a better idea to go down one of the more authoritarian ideologies just to get war economy very early, but it's not like a huge thing, and we still get you still end up getting the achievement anyways. And I think there are some economic bonuses from being democratic in this game anyways. And now I decide that I'm going to do armament effort. Just all of the armament effort focuses just to get as many factories as possible, and make sure to do decisions like anti-fascist, anti-communist raids, or anti-whatever is not the ideology you're trying to go with. And make sure to do improved worker conditions, because all of those decisions allow you to get a much higher level of stability, which also gives a boost to economy. We're basically just min-maxing to try and be able to contribute to the war effort as much as possible. And now I'm going to go to increase autonomy, and that is just a constant focus. And this should allow us to get up to colony without having to do a whole lot of war participation, especially since the war hasn't started yet. And for the division that I'm going to be using, pretty much the only division template that I'm going to be using this whole campaign is the colonial garrison, because it just requires infantry equipment. And since we're Egypt and we're not going to be expanding, we're really just going to rely on spamming out numbers and hopefully the AI being smart enough to back us. And I would recommend building a port next to your front line with Italy, and trying to connect it with railways, just so that you have that supply hub connected to the rest of your country. And now we have gotten to the point of Italy joining the war, which means we can finally start grabbing some war participation. And to be honest, because without the Man the Guns DLC, at least if you have every other DLC enabled like I do, because it gets a little bit weird, because I guess the game doesn't know how to handle it, your playthrough, if you're playing along, might look a lot different from mine. Also, another thing, I'd recommend building a fort on Alamein just in case. But anyways, your playthrough might look a lot different than mine, and so a lot of this, which I will put timestamps since this part isn't as necessary to watch. Also, make sure to switch over to war economy. There are some things, but not like huge deals. But for the most part, this isn't going to be as defined as the rest of the video, since, like I said, without Man the Guns enabled, things get weird. So have fun watching, you know, what I do to get my war participation up and everything, to slowly but surely build up our autonomy and become free. And I'll just talk whenever I feel like there is something important to say. But for right now, I will be silent. Oh yeah, and something I would like to add is I would not recommend sending your troops over to help support the UK doing naval invasions, just because the AI is not very smart with that. And also, another thing that you might want to do to get extra war support is having a couple of divisions sit outside of Athens in Greece, because it's going to be very hard for the Italians to push through that. And as long as the AI is being smart enough, they should be able to fend off most of the Italian naval invasions. Meaning that you'll just basically sit there and grind down their troops as they try to push through those few provinces in Athens. And something that could be useful, just kind of like as a tip, is you can probably get a couple of states that the UK occupies, and I would just make sure that those states have factories. Like Derna in Libya, I think, has 3 or 4 factories, just so you're not getting worthless land. And also it can help with supply a little bit in case you're getting attacked on the homeland, and I'm specifically talking about states in Libya right now. But the rest of this war isn't really going to be even like... most people probably aren't going to do what I'm going to do, which is I'm going to try to take on Italy, basically by myself. We are using the fact that the British are helping us navally, but other than that, pretty much trying to take on Italy by myself. And something also, if you want to do this, is you do have to research, transport ships, because Egypt is one of those generic countries that for whatever reason doesn't have the ability to do naval invasions without you researching it. I don't know. But anyways, naval invasion starts, and it isn't as easy as it looks to get this landing. If you're like looking at the actual time, in-game time, it's 1943, because I was waiting basically for the perfect opening where I could see that there weren't very many Italian troops in Sicily. Alright, and now, not that much longer after, not that much time passed after I took over Sicily, to where I actually decided I would invade mainland Italy. And that was mainly because the British were already doing that. But the thing was, the fact that I did do so much encircling and everything in Sicily allowed me to get a lot of war score participation, which, if you don't know, with the autonomy system, that means you get a lot more autonomy if you do war participation. So, by the end of 1945, which made this an absolutely painful experience because of how slow the game starts running near the end game, was finally able to become free and get the achievement. And yes, I probably could have defeated the Axis if I really wanted to, but I don't think anybody wants to see that. It would just take so long. And yeah, got the achievement. And so if you maybe use this as a guide, or if you just liked this video, just as maybe something to watch or listen to in the background, when I consider leaving a like, maybe a comment, and maybe even consider subscribing. I'll see you all later. Bye.